Well, good morning, Aaron. It's been all hands on deck to make sure everything is ready for the U.S. Senior Open. They've been planning the security since the Senior Open was announced back in February of 2021. The night was filled with extended family and close friends who came out to pay tribute to Tyson Hoffman. It was a time for peace and reflection. This is really one of the first tastes of winter that we're seeing right now, and as you can see, it is really coming down right now. So it's vital to remind drivers to stay safe and slow down on the roads and to take those extra safety precautions. My work here is done for the rest of the week. So for this weekend now, I've got my sunglasses here and my Century World hat. So I'm all ready, Aaron. Well, Cassandra, it has been jam-packed here all day. I actually have to stand outside because of how busy it is in there right now. Now, I was told this is one of the busiest days on record for this Politos, if not the busiest.
How's the backyard barbecue going there, Tony?
Yeah, Heather, you, Jeff, and Mark will have to stop by after the show to get some of my backyard barbecue here going. Now, I've got some burgers and hot dogs out here, and I don't think I'm the only one that's out here grilling today that had this idea. Now, over at Town Line Market in Wausau, well, things are picking up out here. As you can see behind me, there are quite a few golfers out there on the driving range getting their swing ready as the championship begins here in about 25 minutes. Heather, the new strain of COVID-19 is called B117, and Wisconsin is now one of about a dozen states in the U.S. to have identified this new variant. Yeah, Jeff and Cassandra, just this morning, these brand new pickleball courts were filled with players, even on a hot day like today. Now here in Stevens Point, the game is catching on like wildfire. It's CWEC's hope that one day drivers can pull up to charging stations both near and far to minimize gas emissions. Pastor Yang says the Gospel TLC will best serve its people away from downtown Wausau. He hopes it will be somewhere in the country, away from any temptation. You know, many players out here tell me that when they do come to play, they come out and play for about 4 hours. Tonight on News Channel 7 at 10, we'll hear from more players about why they love the sport. Now, Cassandra and Jeff, I've been out here playing all day. Maybe if you guys want to come on over here after the show, I'll whoop you in a game of pickleball.
It's all yours, Cassandra. I wouldn't want to stand in your way.
New tonight, less than 60 days from now, about 40 people living at a Schofield trailer park will be evicted from their homes. It's a battle that's gone back and forth for many years there. News Channel 7's Tony Langfellow joined us in the studio. Tony, why would these people be getting evicted?
Well, Dale, Sustainable Resources, the owner of Hidden Lakes Estates, has been operating the trailer park without a license for over a year and a half. Now a Marathon County judge says everyone has to move out by November 8th.
If they give us 6 months, fine, but 60 days, that's ridiculous.
Travoy Tuttle has been living at Hidden Lakes Estates for 6 years. He says he wasn't even told about the 60-day notice until this interview. The judge's decision to evict everyone happened on Tuesday.
No, we have not been told. There has not been notices put on our doors. No notices in our mailbox. There's been rumors and innuendos from other properties, but no notices at all.
Tuttle is frustrated with the city of Schofield. He believes they don't care for the people.
The city is doing nothing. They want the real estate, and they don't have the backbone to tell people.
The legal battle over the troubled property began in 2020. At the time, the city filed a lawsuit against property owner Sustainable Resources.
The basis of the lawsuit that began was Sustainable Resources was operating a business without a license.
While the lawsuit was being filed, Sustainable Resources applied for a license to operate, but it was eventually denied by Schofield in January 2021. Now folks are forced to leave their homes with no place to go.
My heart is heavy, and my biggest concern is for the residents.
Joan Joss is the alderperson for the area encompassing the trailer park. She says the property owner has broken promises the city couldn't handle any longer. Joss says the neglected property has a rodent problem, drugs, garbage that hasn't been emptied, squatters, among other issues.
And I would say in my weekly drive-throughs the last 6 months, the park has deteriorated beyond all belief.
Joss says Marathon County plans to help people living at the park find somewhere else to go. But for people like Tuttle, that's a tall task in the small window before eviction. What are you going to do next?
I have no idea. I do not know.
It's not going away anytime soon, but Jurassic Park, just north of Marshfield, is beginning the process of finding a new home after its owners decide to move on.
News Channel 7's Tony Langfellow takes us to the sculpture park.
His name is Art. Art articulated.
Clyde Winia created his first sculpture 28 years ago.
We're a bunch of junk compared to the rest of the neighborhood.
But what Clyde calls junk is what the community considers a popular tourist attraction. And Clyde loves every second of it.
So you're seeing people from all over the world. And how could you ever ask for a better retirement than have people come to you and tell their story?
Clyde says his sculpture park brings in 15,000 people each year.
Oh my God. Whoa!
All looking for some entertainment.
People are laughing and they're exchanging back and forth with you. They're happy.
Now a group called Friends of Jurassic Park are looking down the road to save this iconic park, but in a new location, potentially at Wildwood Park.
We wanted to see what we could do to ensure that there would be a place for Jurassic Park going into the future.
While they're hoping the new home of the sculpture park will be here at Wildwood Park, Jurassic Park will stay open here in its current location until Clyde calls it quits.
I have no desire to stop. It's having such a wonderful time that, you know, there's no reason to stop it.
He's proud of it.
Clyde's wife Nancy says she's proud of her husband and the future plans are an honor.
I think it's a terrific legacy, and he's worked very hard to do this, and he's rightfully so.
The group is still in the early stages of design for moving the park and are awaiting city approval. They hope to keep it as popular as it's always been.
We want them to know that how valued this place is and that there's a place for it going into the future.
In Marshfield, Tony Langfellow, News Channel 7.
The life of a boy is being remembered after being killed exactly 1 year ago today.
The family of the late Tyson Hoffman is holding a candlelight vigil near their home. News Channel 7's Tony Langfellow takes us to the remembrance.
The night was filled with extended family and close friends who came out to pay tribute to Tyson Hoffman. It was a time for peace and reflection.
I want to feel like I could help them in some way, and I don't know how, and I've watched them struggle through this for the last year.
It's been a long year for the Hoffman family. Tuesday night marked 1 year since their 6-year-old son Tyson was tragically killed by his school bus. Tuesday night's vigil was asking for hope.
We keep saying that we think it's going to make him smile up there, so just to make him happy.
Brittany Pavlik has become a close friend of the Hoffmans. The vigil was called Blue for Tyson Day, some people shining blue lights in his honor. Pavlik says they hope the night brings awareness so similar incidents don't happen again.
As a parent, I don't know what that would feel like, to feel helpless. And so I wish there was something that we could do.
The friends and family huddled by the warm fire and let lanterns disappear into the sky, keeping Tyson's memory alive.
He's not just one little boy. They weren't the only ones that lost him. A huge family did.
In Millador, Tony Langfellow, News Channel 7.
An update on a story we first told you about back in September. A central Wisconsin woman has successfully completed her walk from Stevens Point to southern Texas.
News Channel 7's Tony Langfellow talked with Mary Hesh about her emotional journey.
Mary Hesh started her walk on September 15th and finished on December 30th. She did it to bring awareness to pulmonary fibrosis, which her mom died of 25 years ago. But the walk became even more meaningful after a turn of events.
It was magical and challenging. Those are my two words that I've come up with.
To Mary Hesh, her walk to the Corpus Christi area from Stevens Point is something she'll never forget. She did it to honor her mom.
I thought, as long as I want to walk to an ocean, why don't I walk to her favorite spot? And we actually did a celebration of life for her down here, and her ashes are in the bay, the Gulf.
Mary's 1,439-mile walk took 99 days, with about 8 days of rest.
It went by really fast. Every day seemed to bring some new connecting experience.
But on the way, her walk had new meaning. Mary's biggest cheerleader was her 93-year-old father, Orville. On December 12th, tragedy occurred. Little did she know, this goodbye to her dad at the start of the walk,
You got the first steps in there with me. Yeah.
would be their last.
When I heard about his death, I cried for 2 hours and kept saying, you know, I think it would be a good thing to walk today. Just get my mind off of it, and my dad would want me to finish.
Though the walk increasingly became physically and emotionally draining, Mary didn't make this walk alone.
It's something I never thought I'd do, and how many people get to do that? You know, I feel really, really lucky.
Mary's friend Joan Dold stuck with her the whole way, supporting Mary and a cause to change lives.
If we only made a difference in 10 people's lives, that was worth it for me.
Mary carried her dad's ashes for the final few steps and spread them in the water.
I love you so much. I miss you so much.
Mary's parents were now reunited.
Hope I made you proud.
Tony Langfellow, News Channel 7.